Good afternoon, everyone. Topic Time Nation, Happy New Year, Happy 2024. I'm now in my 14th year of doing the show, and I have an awesome guest today. We're out in LA for the second week in a row. This is Liam McEnany. He's a comedian. He's a actor and a writer. Is that correct?
That's correct. And a producer and a philanthropist and all kinds of things.
And we're going to cover all of it tonight. So here we are. I'm in Calvin, Massachusetts. You're in Southern California. And we connected a while back, and we finally arranged that you will be my first guest of 2024, and here we are.
You got an interesting booking. I do got to ask you, Harrison. I got to start off by asking you a question.
Sure.
So the way that we booked was like, we talked a few months ago, and we were like, we will do it in the new year as soon as possible.
Right.
Then the next week, you called me at 4:30 in the morning.
Well, yeah, I forgot the time difference. I'm sorry.
But you book your guests at 7:30 in the morning. I thought that was like.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends. I'm pretty much around the clock when it comes to booking. Let me tell you something. I've gotten some messages on my phone. It's in 8 hours, so it's not
right.
All right. So yeah. Yeah, okay, but here we are now making it happen. All right.
I don't care. I'm up at all hours. So 4:30 in the morning, 9:30 at night. It doesn't matter to me. But look,
now that you mentioned, you did seem a little taken aback by that though that day.
I got to say, not a lot of people call me at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I just totally forgot. I either didn't know the time difference, or I didn't realize you were in LA. I thought you were, somewhere closer.
I'll say this, Harrison. You're guaranteed to get me, because the only time I get a call at that time is when there's an emergency in my family.
Oh, geez. So, I know that's going to be scary. I hate that. I don't like it. That's why I don't like. I don't like it when someone contacts me in the wee hours of the morning either. Unless it's a hot girl, obviously, who's looking to be my baby. That would be wonderful. And actually, just got a text from one of my high school classmates. I didn't expect it. She wished me Happy New Year, and I said, "Let's make it so." So obviously, I'm pushing the issue, but that's just.
Is she single?
Yeah, it's sort of half and half. She lives with a guy that's 12 years older than us. She's beautiful. She's 6 months older than I am. We're both 64. She's 64 and a half. And quite frankly, I mind my own business with that. I wish I could change it. I hope I can at some point, but what can I do?
Dude, you got to mind your own business at some point, but you also got to push the issue. And I'm proud of you.
But I have to do it tactfully. I can't be, saying, what do you, I can't be asking stupid questions.
Now here's the thing, right? So you're a talk show host. You survived Jay Leno. You survived Conan. Yep. You survived, you are one of the last men standing in terms of talk show hosts.
We're gonna get Tim about that. So he's still got the upper hand, but I will.
Right, and then you'll get all the A-list guests. But right now, it's like you and Kimmel, right? And Fallon.
Yeah. Oh, Fallon's still there, yeah. And Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan's probably the hottest podcaster in the world right now.
Well, he's a podcaster. You're a TV talk show host. They're two different animals.
You're right.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the great thing about my show is it's the best of both worlds because it's on TV and it's on YouTube. Therefore, it's both.
I mean, I look at, so my question is, and you brought this lady up, which is do you get a lot of groupies?
She's not
I'm not saying she's a groupie.
No,
no,
you're right. I don't get a lot of groupies, but she has come. I do my show at more than one location, and she's actually accompanied me to one of my other locations to help me edit.
Help you edit?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. She irritates the what out of me, though.
Well, that's a woman, right?
I guess you could say that. And I've known her for almost 50 years. I've known her since high school.
Did you date in high school?
No. She told me she did come to a party that I had back on Friday, March 19th of 1976, which is now 48 years ago. I don't even know if you were born then, but.
Not quite. Not quite.
Yeah. But so I've known her a long time. We reconnected this year, well, actually last year in 2023, after I hadn't seen her in 33 years since Monday, May 14th of 1990, and we reconnected. So we have reconnected, but it's annoying because I like it to be more. If it's not going to be more, it just ticks me off, and I don't like that.
Dude, I mean, the thing is,
single guy, and I don't like that. It's too long.
You know, you guys are at the Beatles age when I'm 64, right?
Exactly. We sure are. Yes. And she doesn't look anywhere near 64. If you go to my Facebook page and you scroll down a few plaques, you'll see us together, touching
Oh,
hands,
wow.
and stuff like that.
Okay, so I have one last question for you. Speaking
Sure.
of your Facebook page, you play a game called Living Room Baseball,
That's
but you
true.
didn't, you've been winning championships. You've won 71
I
championships,
won 121.
121 championships.
I'm
So
now in my
first,
19th year, though.
wow. So, I mean, is there like an
That's a very
age?
low percentage. So, what do you want to know about the game? It's a 6-game series. I play every day. To win
Uh,
a championship, I got to win all 6 games. So I've done that 121 times in 19 years. That's very low. That's like not even, that's like a little less than 1/3 of a year out of 19 years.
okay, but what's a game?
It's baseball. I take a ball, which is a cat toy. I throw it against the wall. I take
Uh,
a bat, which is an old broken off ice scraper with the edge gone. And I say,
okay.
the object of the game, the only way you can score is to hit home runs. And there's 2 ways you can hit home runs. You can hit one over the fireplace. That's the area called the home run area. Or you can hit inside the park grand slam where I can run four bases before the ball stops moving, and the ball has to be in the middle of the room in the area called the hit zone. But
Uh,
if I get a hit that's less than a home run, then that means on the following bat, I got to hit a home run or I'm going to give up. It's not I give up a run based on that, whatever the number of the hit was. So
right.
it's almost like a conversion thing, like in football, like if I make outs, to win every game, if I just make contact outs and then get home runs, I'll win. But it doesn't work like that. I make hits that are less than home runs, and then I have to convert them, or I lose the game, and that's usually what happens. I usually finish 5-1, and I love that
What?
because remember I
So,
said I got to finish 6-0 to win a championship, and I have thousands of 5-1s.
so you play this game. Do you actually run around the living room?
Yes, I do. That is my game room. I have no furniture in that room. If you've seen pictures on Facebook,
I have.
okay, I jog in that room too every day for a half hour. That is a room that most people would use to socialize. I don't socialize in that room.
Right.
If Katrina wants to come over and hang out, we'll socialize and dance and stuff, but that's up to her. That's the
Wait,
part about.
but you can't invite a woman over to dance the first dates, right? Like you got to take her
You don't
somewhere.
understand. She's a dancer. She doesn't like dancing. That's how she met the guy that she's living with now.
So you're going to steal her away from this gentleman.
I can't steal. I'm not a stealer. If she wants to go in my direction, that would be wonderful. But
Right.
I can't steal her. I can't. I'm not. I can't do that. I mean, I'm not going to harass her or do anything like that. She knows where I stand on the issue. It's
Uh,
up to her to act on it. And if and anytime she texts me, I'm not going to fail to remind her though, like she did. She texted me just as I was pulling into the parking lot today, just as you were.
right. So you strike me as a gentleman who might still have a VCR. Am I correct about that?
Actually, I don't. I have a VCR tape. In 2002, in the 90s, I wrote this book of short stories. And in 2002, I had a
What? Wait, hold on. Is it published anywhere?
it's all over. I published it in 1999. There's plenty of this. What, you want a copy?
I will buy a copy.
You don't have
Is
to
it
buy
on?
it. We can order it. If you want to buy it, just order it off Amazon. It's called Short
I
Stories Cutting Edge.
I will do that as literally as soon as the show's over.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a copy of your book.
Got a
So
Library
wait,
of Congress number.
so but I just wanted to get back to this for a second.
Yep.
You could get a DVD or whatever, or it's probably on YouTube now. They teach you how to line dance. And I feel like maybe like the way into her heart is to like learn how to line dance and
Yeah, but if it
invite
later
her
on has
over.
to have has to have her teach me how to line dance and do it with her.
Oh, hey, you know what? I can't teach you any tricks. I'm sorry. I
Oh, it's
apologize.
okay.
I totally apologize.
I have to
Um,
admit, I'm shocked that she texted me, but like I said, every time if she's going to text me, I'm going to remind her, hey, if you want to, she said, "Happy New Year, my friend," and I said, "Let's make it so." I may have mentioned that.
Dude, I think that's a great. You and Picard, both of you use that as a pickup line. I think that's a great line. So when you play living room baseball and you win championships, do you hang banners around the living room, or how do you
No,
celebrate?
I have score sheets in my closet. I actually have 15 years worth of them in my closet. I started the game back on Wednesday, February 9th of 2005 at my old address.
Okay.
And for the first 4 years, I didn't keep score of the games. It wasn't until January 26th of 2009, which is now just about 15 years ago, that I decided, hey, why don't I keep score on paper? And now I got a closet full of 15 years worth of those score sheets. And I got enough room for like 30 more years if I play long enough. It's a great game because it keeps me physically fit. It keeps me mentally fit. It enables me to create statistics that I enjoy because they stimulate my thought process. And,
Right.
And that's, and it's exciting. And I was actually interviewed at one of my other stations about the game, about my personal life, and I had no problem talking about the game. And they said, "Why don't we come over and we'll videotape you playing?" And I go, "Okay." And I play shirtless though. And they said, "Well," and then I think that kind of discouraged them.
Well, so did they come over and videotape it?
No, they didn't. We discussed the possibility of doing it, but it never happened.
So, I mean, I feel like what you could do is write a book where it's the rules of the game, and then you could publish all of your statistics in one place.
Well, I do that in my closet. I mean, most people aren't going to get the game the way I do. It's kind of a thing that you have to be there and observe me playing and listen to every call that I make for every at bat.
I guess like if I had stats, I could start a fantasy league or something, is what I was thinking.
Well, there's a fantasy league, really, but it's really throwing baseball, throwing a ball, hitting it and running, just like baseball with geometrical properties that apply to the game. The difference is in real baseball, it's diamond shaped. In my game, it's rectangular.
Okay.
If you saw the room, you see that. You saw the shape of that room.
Okay, I did see the shape of the room. I mean, look, a diamond is just a square turned on its side, right?
That's true. Yeah, so it's basically the same. It's very similar to real baseball or cricket or anything or stickball, anything where you hit a ball and run.
But you're a Red Sox fan, right?
Yes, I'm a Boston team sports fan. What about you? What teams do you root for, or do you not?
Well, I do. I'm from Queens, so I root for the Mets.
Okay.
I
I guess you'll always have 1986 then.
It's been a very long time.
Yeah, true.
We don't. Yeah. I mean, you guys.
I know. Pissed off. I know. Just depleted I was at the end of Game 6 and Game 7 of 1986.
Right, but you guys broke the curse since then.
That's true. No, and you did it 3 more times too.
Yeah. So but I mean, we both can agree. Fuck the Yankees, right? Excuse my language on your program. I apologize. Okay.
Listen, I like, something. I like the game itself. I think the fact that in a world where there's so much violence and bloodshed and war, that grown men can still play a game and entertain people without killing each other, literally.
Right.
And I think that says a lot. And I hope a year or 2 from now we'll still be able to do it because the way the world is. I mean, I like to think that Topic Time is a fluff piece to a downtrodden world. One of them, because what's in the news every single day, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, and
I mean, you must be like a celebrity in Brockton, Mass. I'm thinking about it. Like,
yeah, I feel like a celebrity because I choose to feel like one, not because people are lining up at my door for autographs. But yes.
Well, I mean, the thing about being a celebrity is people don't often line up at your door. It's more like you go to the bar and people recognize you, or you go to the store.
It doesn't happen. I know it doesn't happen with me though. I know you think it would, but I'm hoping at some point maybe it will. On the other hand, though, you have to consider there's a possible downside too, because if the paparazzi start flying, and then I can't even go to the bathroom in public. Right. Without someone blocking my way to talk to me, then that's not a good thing. So maybe right now I'm on the good cusp of it.
Right. I was trying to remember if I'd ever been to Brockton. I've been all over Massachusetts. My grandparents had a house in Great Barrington, and
Great Barrington, that's out near the Berkshires. That's way west of me.
Right.
I'm closer to the ocean.
I did a show. The first time I ever did the road, I was 19 years old.
Okay.
And I did Bristol Community College in Falls River, Massachusetts.
Fall River,
Massachusetts.
When I went to college in the 80s, I actually applied at Bristol on Tuesday, July 16th, or Monday, July 15th of 1985, but I didn't end up picking the school.
Oh, where'd you end up going?
I went to Mount Ida College in Newton for 3 years, and then I transferred to Curry in Milton for one.
In
Yeah.
Milton?
Yeah. Well,
I've been to Milton.
You know Milton?
I mean, I've been there. I've hung out there. It's a good town.
It's a rich neighborhood. It's a rich neighborhood, just a little below Boston, but it also borders a couple of, working class neighborhoods like Hyde Park and Jamaica Plain.
Right. Is Jamaica Plain working class? I can't ever. Okay.
Yeah. Most of the Boston boroughs are working class.
I went to a Mets Red Sox game at Fenway Park. It was Pedro's return to the pitching mound after he'd been traded to the Mets.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know he got traded to the Mets. That's where he ended up, huh?
Yeah, so he got traded to the Mets, and what happened was he had a complete meltdown on the mound at Fenway.
Really?
So everyone went from cheering him to booing him like that.
What do you mean meltdown? You mean he lost his mind? Did he get a nervous breakdown or something? What are you talking about, a meltdown?
I mean, it turned out his arm was no good.
Oh,
like something happened to his arm, and suddenly he couldn't pitch anymore.
Wow.
It happens to the Mets a lot.
I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about that. And it's terrible that the fans treated him like that after all he did for him. I have to admit, that's something I never knew about, and it's too bad. That's not good sportsmanship if somebody experiences something like that.
No, it was kind of a disappointment because like people are so excited. People love that guy in Boston.
I know. I mean, they love Curt Schilling too.
Curt Schilling. I mean, look, as a Mets fan, I can't get behind Curt Schilling, but I get as a Boston fan, you love that guy.
He's got a type A personality, though. He's very. If everything everything he believes is true, you better not disagree with him.
No. I went to a game. He was pitching against Randy Johnson at a Citi Field, or no, Shea Stadium. Sorry.
Okay.
And he beat the pants off of Randy Johnson, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Well, don't forget they were teammates in the 2001 World Series, the one the Arizona Diamondbacks won it.
Oh, that's why I made sure to get a ticket because I wanted to see it. But yeah, Curt Schilling doesn't give up for nobody, not even a friend.
I guess not. Listen, I want to talk about you a little bit because before.
Oh, I'm so boring though. Okay, go ahead.
Well, tell me about you're a writer, you're a producer, and you're a philanthropist. Tell me a little bit about all those things so we can make sure that we get all your information in before the show ends.
I was kidding about the philanthropist thing, but
scratch the philanthropist thing.
The philanthropist thing. I started doing stand-up when I was 19, like I said. Okay. I got hired to do a college tour. I was doing stand-up in college.
What college was that?
Queens College in Queens, New York.
Queens, New York. Got it. Okay.
Dropped out of high school to get my GED.
Okay.
Then went to Queens, then got into Queens College. And now I am at a film school out here in LA.
Okay. Do I teach in? Are you a student or what?
I'm a student. Okay, so I dropped out of college as an undergrad.
Okay.
And then during the pandemic, everything was locked down here. Not like in Brockton. Everything was locked down here in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And so I just decided to go back and get my associate's degree at the community college here.
Okay.
And then I started taking film classes because I liked it, and I got into like a really good film school as a result. So that's kind of what I'm doing with a lot of my time now is like learning how to direct, learning how to produce, learning how to write really at a professional level. But I wrote for a bunch of TV shows in the 2000s.
What on national television sitcom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not sitcoms.
Oh, all right. Well, what were they?
God, I'm trying to think if there's anything you would know. But I will tell you this: I got jokes on Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, no kidding! That's great.
Yeah.
Because right now they totally suck the big one as far as I'm concerned. So your jokes couldn't be any worse than whatever they've been.
What don't you like about Saturday Night Live now?
The skits are just lame as ever, and the actors I don't even know them except for Kenan Thompson.
Yeah.
I did a show a couple of weeks ago. I was telling the guy I was interviewing about on December 9th. I watched it because I'm a fan of Olivia Rodrigo, so I wanted to hear her perform. And up until she performed, the show was lame as ever. Lame, just totally lame-o.
I gotta say, like one thing I applaud you for always is that you support like young women who are doing the arts, like Olivia Rodrigo, or I see like young tap dancers on your show, or young musicians or singers. Like I think it's fantastic, how much you support, because like especially people don't support young women that much.
Well, I love
And
young women. Why shouldn't I support them?
I mean, yeah, of course, of
What's
course.
the point? Obviously, I'm going to support. I
No,
love
I'm
having
saying
pretty girls on my show. I admit that. I'm
that's
still
not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a
okay.
lot of people who don't support women in the arts,
Well,
like like stand-up
well,
comedy
I
or
think if there were no women in the arts, I wouldn't be a patron of them. Let me tell you. Of
I get that. I get that, brother, especially Olivia Rodrigo, right? Like
course,
she's great. Uh but yeah, anyway, so SNL is you don't like it anymore?
I tell you what. I mean, in 2011, Miley Cyrus hosted it one night, and she was the musical guest, and that was like the best show I'd seen in forever because she was really funny. And I think when I was telling that person I interviewed a few weeks ago, I think that they ought to have more musical guest hosts instead of the lame-os that they've been having hosted lately. I should host
Uh
it. That's what they should have. That's how bad could I go? How bad could I be hosting it the way I go, doing what I do?
Harrison, I think you'd be amazing hosting it. Like
I agree.
what are your talents other than hosting a talk show? Like are you an actor? Do you do
I've done
community?
that. I've done acting. I can. I have a good power of observation, and I make
Uh
well, that's part of my. But the art of conversation is what I'm the best at, and it took me decades to hone my skills at it because I have autism, and for years I used that as an excuse for failure, and now I use it as a stepping stone for more success.
Right. Oh, yeah, but that's great. I mean, that's great, but I didn't know you had autism as well.
Oh
That's
yeah, I do. I'm proud of it. And on that note, Liam, we're down
good
under
for
5
you.
minutes. We're down under 5 minutes. I hope you had fun talking to me. It was an unusual discussion, but I think it was productive.
Harrison, I had an amazing time talking to you. This has been genuinely, listen, I want to tell your audience, I know we're running out of time. I literally just got off a plane.
Yeah,
And I mean, like, I was racing in the lift to get home in time to do the show, but it was important to me to do the show, and I had an amazing time doing it. So, first of all, thank you very much, Harrison, for allowing me to be on your show.
well, no problem. Thank you. I always say it's great guests to make topic time prime.
I mean, the time just flew by. I can't believe we're almost done.
Yeah, well, it's okay. I'm glad. I mean, that's the way it's going to be a great show when it's up online. So what I want you to do is just look at your unit there, give shouts out to a few people that are going to see it, and then we'll wrap it up with my snap and the way we began it. So go ahead.
Okay. First of all, shout out to whoever composed your theme song.
Yeah,
I
I don't even
love
know
it.
who did, but you're right. I agree with that.
Shout out to Christian Blatt, who wants to be a guest on this show.
My show,
Uh,
right?
your show. Oh yeah, no, I have no show. You have a show.
I have a show. Okay.
I couldn't do this. I
No,
literally could not do this. Shout out to Carl,
Carl
who
Hamburger.
Carl Hamburger introduced me to this.
I actually interviewed him a year ago today.
Wow. Okay, so I'm in
Oh,
rarefied air.
actually, it was here. Yeah, that's right. Because it was, hang on, it was a year ago tomorrow I interviewed him. It was January 4th, 2023.
Uh,
But go
and
on.
shout out to shout out to Harrison Young for having me on his show. Anytime you want me back, Harrison, please, please, please do not hesitate to ask.
I won't, but if you can get me more guests, that would be great, just like we talked about. Anyone else, any of those people that haven't done my show, give them my digits and I'll have them text me and we'll get them on.
I will actually. I'll tell you what. I'll think about it off the air. But yeah, no, I'll think about like who would be good for your show for sure.
Okay, I appreciate that because I'm getting a lot more guests from word of mouth than ever before. All right.
Yeah, I'll try to get you some young women.
That's perfect. What I'd like you to do is, if it's okay, would you stick around and have do a
Hell
picture
yeah.
for Facebook, and I'll have my tech guy take it. And okay,
Of course, whatever you want.
okay, all right, folks, we're wrapping up the first show of 2024. Happy New Year. See you next time. Take care. Signing off and rolling out.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.